Hello and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we are looking at multiplication of vectors. We first have to know what a vector is. A vector is a quantity. It's a quantity that has both direction and magnitude. So vector has direction and magnitude. Then the other one is scalar. Scalar has only magnitude. So scalar has only magnitude. And we've looked at vectors and examples of vectors and examples of scalar quantities. We've looked at examples of vectors, for example, velocity, acceleration, force. And we looked at examples of scalar quantities, mass. We have mass, we have area, we have volume, and the rest. Today, our focus will be on how to multiply vectors. Before you be able to appreciate the multiplication of vectors, you have to know some rules. The rule states that, so here are the rules. First of all, when you multiply a vector by a vector, our answer will be scalar. Our answer will be a scalar quantity. When you multiply a scalar by a scalar, our answer will be a scalar quantity. So when the quantities you are multiplying are all the same, for example, vector by vector or scalar by scalar, you are getting scalar. But when the quantities are different, for example, we have vector multiplying scalar or scalar multiplying vector, our answer here will be vector, and our answer here too will be vector. So if they are the same, you get a scalar quantity. But if they are different, you get a vector quantity. So same means you get scalar. When they are different, it means you get what? Vector. So we'll continue by looking at some examples as to how to multiply vectors. We won't focus on the other ones. Our focus today will be on how to multiply a vector by another vector. So let's say we have a position vector x, which has coordinates a and b, and we have another position vector y, which has coordinates c and d. We can be asked to find the products of x and y. So x dot y. When you see the dot means that we are multiplying x by y. So multiplication of vectors, another name for multiplication of vectors is the dot product. The dot product. So x dot y means x is multiplying by the vector y. Now, if you have x dot y, what this means is that you have a and b multiplying c and d. Vector x with coordinates ab multiplying vector y with coordinates what? cd. What do? We multiply the two x components, which means that a will multiply c, so a will multiply c. When a is multiplied by c, we get ac. Then bring addition sign, b times d. B times d will give us what? BD. So when you have a vector, so here we are looking at vector x, which has coordinates AB, multiplying by another vector y with coordinates CD. When you are multiplying, you multiply the x components. The values at the top, they are the x components. So you multiply a by c, AC, plus b by d, then you add the answers you get. So you see that when you are done, you get a single value for your answer. That was why we said that when you multiply a vector by a vector, you get a scalar quantity. So our example here is given vector ox to be equal to 5, -2 and vector oy to be equal to 4, 5, 4, 5. Let us find ox multiplying oy like this. So what do we do? Our solution. So vector ox multiplying vector oy will give you, what's our ox? Our ox was 5, -2. And what is our oy? Our oy is 4, 5. So what do? We multiply 5 by 4. 5 by 4. So 5 times 4. You bring addition sign and you multiply -2 by 5. -2 by 5. What do you get? 5 by 4 will give you what? 20. -2 by 5 will give you what? -10. So our answer is what? 10. You see that after multiplying, you have a single number, which is a scalar. So remember that vector by vector will give you scalar. So here, our answer for the product of ox and oy is given by 10. And that's our final answer. Let's look at example 2. Example 2. Now, you are given position vector u to be equal to -7, 4 and position vector v is equal to 5, 3. Then find u dot v. Find u dot v. Our solution. We were asked to find u dot v, and u dot v is equal to, so u is multiplying v. What's our u? Our u is -7, 4 multiplying our v, which is what? 5, 3. So what do? We multiply the numbers at the top, the x components or the x coordinates. So you have -7 will multiply by what? By 5. Then we add plus. Then you have 4. This 4 multiplying by this 3, like this. So what are we getting? -7 by 5 will give you what? -35. Plus 4 by 3 will give you what? 12. If you add this, you would be getting -23. -23. So this is how you do it. Now let's look at example 3. Example 3. Given that a is equal to 2x 5, b is equal to 2, 4, and a dot b is equal to 3, find the value of x. Find the value of x. So what do? Our solution. Given that a dot b is equal to 3. So how do we find a dot b, or a by b? Our a dot b is equal to our 2x 5 multiplying our b, which is 2 what? 4. 2, 4. We know that when you multiply a by b, it will be 2x by 2. So 2x by 2 will give you what? 4x plus 5 by 4. 5 by 4 will give you what? 20. 20. But we've been told that our a dot b is equal to 3, which means that the answer you get here, you equate that answer to what? 3. You equate the answer to 3. So you have 4x plus 20 giving you 3. Now what do? This is a linear equation with a variable x. So you will solve for x. We start by writing 4x equal to 3 minus what? 20, because you are sending the 20 to the other side. Because it's positive here, it becomes negative. So we have our 4x to be equal to 3 minus 20. 3 minus 20 will give you negative 17. What do? You write 4x is equal to negative 17 again, and you divide both sides by 4. Both sides by 4. So this cancels this. And we have x to be equal to negative 17 over 4. Our x is equal to negative 17 over 4. And if you express this as a mixed fraction, you get negative 4 whole number 1 over 4. So these are some questions you can get on multiplication of vectors. These are some exercises to try to enhance your understanding. I want you to answer it and leave your answer in the comment section. So exercise. Alright, so that's the question for today.